Maybe you want to get a promotion at work. Maybe you're looking to pivot into a new career. Or maybe you're just looking to be more consistent at the gym. We all have aspirations in life, but these are 9 different lessons and tips that I want to share today that have helped me become a lot more confident and build the right discipline and momentum to keep going on those days that I might not be the most motivated to. I hope they can be really helpful for you and not just helping you achieve whatever it is that you're working on, but also enjoy the journey along the way because I absolutely am still in the journey as well. So let's get started. Visualize your why. This is so incredibly important because this, at the end of the day, is you understanding the reason behind what you're doing, what you want that end goal to look like. And this also will help you stay motivated on those days that it gets really hard, really boring, you want to just give up. So, I'm going to talk about manifestation a little bit here. Bear with me. I totally get it's a hot topic, and everybody and their mother on the internet these days is manifesting this and this. I don't believe in the fact that you can just
cross your fingers and say something and hope it comes true.
But the cool thing about it, there is actually some science behind it, some neuroscience behind it. Manifestation can be very scientific when you are really clear about, again, painting that visual in your head, understanding exactly emotionally what it feels like to reach a certain goal, engaging all of your senses, and having all the details of what it looks like to get from point A to point B. The more you can have that in your head and also remind yourself of it when it's important, the more your brain can actually understand that this is absolutely within reach, that this is not a pipe dream and it's completely a reasonable goal for you to achieve in your life. And it strengthens these neural pathways in your brain. You will soon subconsciously be seeking out certain opportunities, taking certain actions to make whatever result it is become true. So it's not just about hoping it comes true and then doing nothing about it, but hoping it comes true, right? Having that really clear visual in your head of why, what it looks like, and then taking the steps to make it happen. So, first off, it's really important to understand the why. Getting comfortable with the uncomfortable. When we do anything that takes effort, when we do something difficult or challenging to us, we tend to get this rewarding feeling in our brain and an increased rush of dopamine. And this doesn't have to be from a super difficult task. You don't have to go and climb Mount Everest. It can literally be waking up an hour earlier in the morning. It can be going to get groceries to make a really healthy meal at home rather than buying takeout for dinner. It can be even smaller. Whatever task that is typically not comfortable for you, that is typically going to require more effort than it does on a regular basis, that can create that rewarding feeling. And over time, that can also create a positive feedback loop. We do this hard task, we get this rewarding feeling, that dopamine rush, and you're like, wow, that was so awesome. I want that again. And you go and chase another hard, challenging task to overcome, and you get that rush again. And this positive feedback loop continues. What's really great about it is once you kind of get addicted to this feeling, it makes you want to continue to chase things that are uncomfortable, that are hard. And it makes taking certain actions toward your goals, doing certain things that you don't enjoy doing, feel easier. This is something that I feel like I've slowly been doing more and more in my life. When I don't want to do something, deep down, for some reason, it's like there's a voice in my head that's telling me that I really should do it even more because I know what that end result feels like. I know what that kind of rewarding feeling is, and I want to do it for future me, you know? I want to think about her. The more we can get comfortable with the uncomfortable, the more it'll make this entire process of becoming that better version of yourself feel a lot easier and also more fun. Set micro goals. So when we look at that larger visual of why we're doing what we're doing, what that end goal looks like, it can feel really overwhelming. It feels maybe really far out of reach, and that in itself can unmotivate us or make us want to give up. And I've been there. I've definitely been there. But what's really helped me is to kind of take a step back and work backwards in building certain milestones that'll actually help me get to what that larger picture looks like. And you don't have to like lay everything out and set like I have to reach this micro goal by this date, and then here is this next goal I have to achieve, and then this, and then I have to do all these XYZ steps to get to my, if you can, great. But what's helpful is if you can start to even build this as a practice along the way, and it makes the process feel more fun too, right? It feels like you can celebrate small wins along the way and have that dopamine rush um, throughout the process rather than only feeling like you can celebrate after it's all done. And so setting micro goals makes the entire process of achieving whatever you want to achieve feel a lot easier, but also makes it feel a lot more enjoyable. Creating accountability. This one's hard. This one's hard, but it works. So it's one of my favorites on this list. If your goal is to work out more, go to the gym more, pretty simple one, right? It can be saying to your friend, like, hey, I'm going to take a picture of myself every time I go to the gym, and I'm going to the gym X times a week. Or, hey, like, I'm going to go to the gym, like, let's go to the gym together, right? And once you create that plan, it's really hard for me to fall back from that. Or maybe it can be signing up for classes that you can't cancel because you have to pay a cancellation fee rather than just going to the gym by yourself. And so that is so helpful. Other things that I like to do that's helped me a lot is to write things down. So it could be like writing it down on a sticky note, like putting it on my mirror. So I really can't avoid it. That keeps myself accountable. Writing it down to my to-do list because I'm like, okay, I have to cross this off at the end of the day, or like at least at some point, like I have to do it. And then my last favorite tip here is I also love to just talk about it with my friends or my family, tell them about something I'm working on or working towards. It could be a small goal, it could be a big goal. You know, I'm working on this project, or I'm trying to, wake up at 7 a.m. every morning, whatever it is, right? Like, I think the more you talk about it with people and say that this is something I'm doing and working on, the more it creates accountability because you know that you're probably get questions about it the next time you talk to them. People are probably going to follow up. People might ask about how it's going. And so that in itself is a big driver and what will keep you motivated enough if nothing else works. Get an accountability buddy, create some kind of system for yourself, whatever it is, but creating accountability wherever you can is so, so helpful. Be obsessed with learning. So, this is something I've really embraced, especially in the past year. I've had a year. I'll just say that. I've had a year. And especially when life can get really hard and you go through a lot of downs, it's hard not to like really view things as mistakes or failures or whatever it is, as things going completely wrong. But when you can view certain things as learning opportunities, learning experiences, it reframes that in your mind to say, this is not necessarily, hey, like I either succeed or I fail at this. It's regardless of whatever the outcome is, I got to learn from it and I got to grow from it as a person. And I know I wouldn't be where I am. I probably even wouldn't be making this video if I didn't quote unquote fail at certain things in my life. And so being able to be obsessed with learning and seeing learning and growth as a result of whatever it is you're working on, regardless of the outcome, takes the pressure off of everything, makes things feel kind of less tense. It can make it feel more less daunting. I would say it just has helped me a lot too, personally, overcome things, made things feel less heavy, and helped me a lot mentally as well. It's all about reframing. So, when things don't feel fun in life, sometimes the best thing we can do is to reframe it and make it feel fun. One example that's really helped me is leg day. I it's my least favorite day out of my workout split. I always also do it on a Monday or Tuesday morning, which I do purposefully so I can, do it earlier in the week and just check it off the list. But I I'm always having this mindset of like, oh, like I don't want to do it because I gotta get up early on a Monday to do this really hard workout that's got me huffing and puffing, and it's just I just don't want to do it sometimes. But when I reframe it as I am looking forward to getting up early Monday to do a workout that's hard but super rewarding and also good for my body. And also, I get the opportunity to build a dumpy, then it makes me want to do it a lot more, you know? It makes me feel like something I can look forward to rather than something I'm dreading and getting out of the way. And so, whatever that reframe looks like for you, just can be really helpful in getting you past these like smaller hurdles of things and keep you going. Don't forget to treat yourself. Get that warm, delicious breakfast burrito you've been craving after you got up early in the morning to go to that hot yoga class. Or get yourself that sweet treat at the end of the week if you did a really good job on a presentation at work. It's really hard when we're going through, the motions to get swept away and not take a step back, smell the roses, and celebrate those smaller wins. But when we do, when we treat ourselves, it makes it so much easier to keep going. So give yourself a treat now and then. Don't be so hard on yourself. Don't spread yourself too thin. I was a major victim of this, and I had to learn this the hard way. And I thought I was superhuman, could do so many different things at once, but I got so burnt out. I was at a point where I was working 12 hours a day, Monday through Saturday, was barely really even decompressing and resting Sunday because I was thinking about work or still doing more work. That was my whole life for a bit. And I was not just burnt out, of course, but I also couldn't really even dedicate the proper physical or mental energy towards doing any of the things that I was working on correctly, because I was doing so much at once, and we only have 24 hours in a day and we have to sleep for like 8 of them and we have to eat and exercise and whatever, like I wasn't actually able to do any job or anything I was working on particularly well. And so got to a point where I had to be really real with myself and sit myself down and say, "Hey, you have to pick a lane and you have to stick with that and focus on it." And I was actually able to do my best job when I did that. And I want to caveat by saying, like, I know there are many people out there realistically having to work those hours, not because it's self inflicted, like it was for me, but because you actually do have to, and I have truly, truly the most respect for you because it's it's really hard. I was very much in a privileged position when I didn't have to, and so I would recommend, if you have the option, to not spread yourself too thin and try to focus on one thing at a time. It's kind of like 2-in-1 shampoo. We all know, and no offense if you do use 2-in-1 shampoo, feel free to prove me wrong, but I'm pretty confident that just shampoo and a separate conditioner is going to produce much better results for my hair than 2-in-1. And so, same idea. And don't even get me started on 3-in-1. I mean, that's just diabolical. That should not exist. That is a crime. And so, we don't want to be like 3-in-1 shampoo. We want to be the really good, top shelf, quality shampoo that only is shampoo. And so I hope you enjoyed my analogy. But you get the point. Don't spread yourself too thin. Listen to your body. I, growing up, have always been someone, luckily, who's been very healthy. Never had to deal with any kind of physical or mental health problems that have been really debilitating or really major, luckily. And I was also someone who's really addicted to stress. I felt like if I wasn't someone always in a stressed state, I wasn't being productive, I wasn't working hard enough, and it almost felt wrong, right? I felt like I needed that to succeed and keep going. This past year, fortunately, I went through some pretty debilitating health issues. I had to take a lot, a lot of time off work. It came with also some mental health problems as well, candidly speaking. And when I was in a state where I actually like physically had to prioritize my health and my body and my mental health above everything else, I learned a lot about this, right? I was like, wow, yeah, no, the people were right. I really have to listen to my body and prioritize my health and take care of myself first. And it's truly the biggest lesson that I've had in the past year, many years, even, I would say. It's not something I really thought about enough before, and I had to learn it the hard way. Even if that doesn't resonate enough with you, if we even look at it scientifically, when we are in fight or flight, that stressed state that our nervous system is in, we physically have more impaired decision making. We aren't able to be as productive. We're more likely to have brain fog. We're more likely to be burnt out. And that is just generally not effective for doing our best work and being the best version of ourselves or being even the best person to be around when we can do the opposite and be and rest and digest and take care of ourselves and not train ourselves to be so stressed all the time. That's actually when we can think clearly, be more productive, and do our best work and be the better person to be around and be a better version of ourselves. It's a lesson I've really had to learn the hard way, and I wouldn't want anyone else to have to do it the hard way. It's really hard because we live in a world where everyone is so addicted. It's like hustle culture and go, go, go. And, you keep pushing through, even if it's hard and you're like breaking down. But if you don't have your body and your health, you really have nothing else. If you're going to have one takeaway from this entire video, I would recommend it be this last one. Listen to your body and prioritize your health, please. Okay, that is everything. Those are 9 different lessons and tips that I really wanted to share that have been super helpful to me personally and helping me become a more disciplined, productive person and just better version of myself. I hope something resonated with you and was helpful for you. Thank you so much for watching. If you've gotten to this far, truly, I'm very grateful. And I hope you got something insightful from this video today. I hope you have the best day, and I will see you next time. Bye.